Opening day is finally here in Toronto, Canada, and thus begins our quest to take over America's pastime. Hello everybody, my name is Sliding Catch. Welcome to the channel as we play our first game of the Toronto Blue Jays franchise on MLB The Show 25. And we are starting off against a divisional opponent. The Baltimore Orioles come to town. The role players on this team look a lot different from last year's Blue Jays, but two constants are the number 1 and 2 guys in the lineup. Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. begin another year together. We will also see the debuts of some free agent acquisitions in second baseman Andres Jimenez and the former Oriole left fielder Anthony Santander. Jose Barrios gets the opening day start, and he earned it last year with a 16-11 record, a 115 whip. Not a big strikeout guy, but he really limits the walks. He gets the nod over Kevin Gausman, who had a down year last season, but we're hoping for both pitchers to be in top form this year. Barrios will face Cedric Mullins, the center fielder and leadoff hitter for Baltimore. First pitch is a strike taken at the knees, and we are underway in 2025. Barrios on the hunt for his 100th career win. He's at 99, and he gets ahead of Mullins early. 0-2 pitch on the corner, but doesn't get the call. And Mullins will hang in there. Next pitch, down the middle, and Mullins was a little bit early. Barrios goes with the changeup. It's fouled off again. Now the cutter inside. It got him. Barrios starts off the season with a strikeout. And you might notice I am on classic pitching. And that's just how I prefer to do things on my channel. I keep it ratings-based. I want my players to tell the story rather than my own skill, or lack thereof. I'm also using directional hitting and button throwing. As far as the difficulty goes, I am on Hall of Fame with the simulation gameplay style, and the sliders are subject to change, but I have the starter stamina just bumped up 1 notch, as well as a little bit of a boost to fielding errors just to make the game a little bit more unpredictable. And injuries are a big part of team building in real life, so I am making them a big part of my franchise. I have the real-life opening day injuries entered into the franchise for the most part, and I have injury frequency turned a little bit up. Next up, it's the former number 1 pick, Jackson Holliday. Hoping for a more consistent year 2 with the Orioles. Batted .189 last season. Still showed a lot of flashes, though, as he gets behind 0-2. Barrios takes care of him quickly. 3-pitch strikeout, and he gets him with the fastball up and in. Now he faces the other young stud on this team, Gunnar Henderson. 37 homers last year, made his first All-Star game. Fastball on the first pitch, he swings and crushes it. Right center, it's way gone. 440 feet. Gunnar Henderson doesn't take long to pick up where he left off last season. Baltimore takes a 1-0 lead on the solo shot. And I can't help but be impressed when a player hits a homer on his first swing of the season. Barrios just looking to throw a first pitch strike. And that wasn't even over the plate. That was on the inside edge. Doesn't matter when you're pitching to Gunnar Henderson. Jordan Westburg is the first right-handed batter in this Orioles lineup. Also made the All-Star game last season. Swing and a miss at the changeup. And Barrios looking for his 3rd strikeout of the inning. 2-2 pitch is lined to right field foul territory. And the count remains. He barely gets a hold of that one. 16 pitches into the first inning. Barrios got him! A well-placed slurve. And a very good first inning for Barrios, except for one mistake to the guy you can't afford to make mistakes against. The Orioles lost Corbin Burnes, but they do still have Zach Eflin, who they acquired mid-season at the deadline. And he gets the opening day nod for the O's. Bo Bichette takes his first at-bat of the new season, hoping to turn it around after batting only .225 last year, a major step down. And there's a lot of money on the line for him as he is set to hit free agency after this season. 1-1 to Bichette. Has to dodge it. The 2-1 pitch from Eflin. At the knees, Bichette watches for strike 2. Eflin throws a lot of sinkers and cutters. The 2-2 is a curveball. And Bo can't do much with that. Perfect pitch for the strikeout. And now here is Vladimir Guerrero. And like I said in the intro episode, I picked this team partially because I thought they were going to let Guerrero go in free agency. But, of course, that doesn't sound like it's happening after all. Now that he has re-signed with the team, I plan on doing the same. And I'm not sure if MLB The Show lets you sign guys to 14-year deals, but I'll try to get as close as I can to real life. And that means we're going to have to work around one of the biggest contracts in the league. Guerrero ahead 3-1 on his opening at-bat, but Eflin throws a cutter for a strike to fill the count. Payoff pitch is sent to dead center field, and Cedric Mullins is under it. 2 quick outs for Zach Eflin. And now Anthony Santander faces his old team. I don't know about you, but I think the fact that we were able to snatch a guy from a divisional rival who had 44 homers and 102 RBI last season is a pretty good move. But the question is it enough to make this a above-average power-hitting offense? He pops this one up straight backwards, and it lands just out of play. That was a pretty good pitch to hit. Eflin's 1-2 just outside. Good take from Santander. The 2-2 pitch. Low for ball 3. Fills the count, and he goes down swinging. Eflin paints the corner with a cutter and completes a 1-2-3 first. Barrios back out there to face Ryan O'Hearn. Pounds the first pitch out to right field. Alan Roden can't get under it. It's off his glove. That would have been a tough play for the rookie Roden, making his MLB debut today. And it's a double for Ryan O'Hearn. Adley Rutschman, the 6-hitter up next, softly grounds it to Bo Bichette, who tosses to first for the first out. Ramon Urias up next. Watches a slur for a strike. Fouls off the second pitch, 0-2. And he hits it right back up the middle. That should score a run. Springer's throw. Not in time. Ryan O'Hearn dives in for the Orioles' second run, batted in by Ramon Urias. Not the best opening day start from Urias, but a lot of time to clean it up. Colton Cowser bats 8th. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Cowser goes fishing for the changeup, and that's the 4th strikeout for Barrios. So far, Barrios has had his stuff, but the balls in play haven't gone so well. That's another ground out to Bichette, though, and it ends the second. That leads us to another Blue Jays debut, Andres Gimenez. The second baseman comes over from a Guardians team who made the ALCS last season, only to lose to the Yankees. One of the best defensive second basemen in baseball, and he was rewarded with a platinum glove last season. Pops that one up to shallow center field. Mullins is under it for out number 1. Alejandro Kirk is up next. And so far in his Blue Jays career, he's been a reliable option at catcher. Would really like to get the power up, though, only hitting 5 homers last season. Eflin's been very good so far. That is an easy play for Jordan Westburg, especially with Kirk's 0 speed. Or maybe 1 speed, I don't know. Either way, it's not good at all. George Springer, still a solid player, but his stats have declined a little bit since his Astros days. Can't rely on the trash cans anymore. Still a 4-time All-Star. Eflin's 0-1, down the middle. And he is closing in on another 1-2-3 inning. He gets it with the cutter. Some of his put-away pitches have been unhittable. We just haven't taken advantage of his misses. Mullins back up to bat, and he pops up that one to the third baseman, Ernie Clement, for out number 1. Jackson Holliday shoots that one through the 3-4 gap for a base hit. And Barrios still without a 1-2-3 inning to his name. He will face Gunnar Henderson again, and this time getting ahead of him 1-2. Just give him the Cy Young already. 2-2, swing and a miss on the changeup. That has been his best pitch so far. Strikeout number 5. Jordan Westberg chops it to Andres Jimenez. Easy throw to end the top of the third. Blue Jays still yet to have a base runner today against Zach Eflin. Will Wagner will try to change that. His first time making the opening day roster, made his MLB debut last season, played in 24 games. And of course, the son of the Hall of Fame reliever Billy Wagner. Early on the sweeper, it goes foul. Count is 1-1. Chases the outside cutter, strike 2. Wagner playing the DH today. Can also play in the infield. Hoping, though, to get a more reliable option at DH other than a rookie, though, as Wagner grounds out to second. Ernie Clement comes off his first full year as a full-time starter. Had 3.4 WAR last season, and he grounds out on the first pitch. So far, nothing doing for our offense. Alan Roden will take his first MLB at-bat, and he earned the spot after a dominant spring training, hitting .407 with a 1245 OPS. Hopefully he can carry that production over into the season. Count is even at 1-1. Eflin's pitch is swung out and grounded to Gunnar Henderson. Easy play for out number 3. Eflin has been perfect through his first trip through the lineup. Barrios has not, and that is a hard-hit ball straight to Alan Roden, who makes the play this time. Adley Rutschman, the 2-time All-Star catcher, former Oregon State Beaver, had a down year last year on the offensive end at least. 2-2 pitch upstairs, and the count full. And he watches the changeup drop in there for strike 3. Barrios all the way up to 6 strikeouts already. 60 pitches, though, through 3 2/3 innings. And that is a quick 4th for Barrios. The lineup finally turns over here in the 4th inning. Bo Bichette hoping to start some momentum for this team. First pitch is grounded through the middle of the infield, and Bichette is on board, the first base runner of the Blue Jays season. Vladimir Guerrero hoping to put some pressure on Eflin, but he fouls that off and is down 0-2. Jammed on the inside pitch, sawed him off, and O'Hearn tracks it down. Santander looking to do something. He misses a cutter straight down the middle. 0-1. This one he gets a hold of. Deep and foul. 110 off the bat. But it results in nothing. And that's grounded right to O'Hearn. Double play. And a very frustrating start for the Blue Jays offense. Not giving Barrios much to work with. He stays in for the 5th inning. Bichette comes on to make this play on Colton Cowser. I'm starting to think about getting the bullpen going. Richard Lovelady will get warm, the lefty. But Barrios will stay in for now. Facing Tyler O'Neill, and that pitch hammered the left center field and out of here. Tyler O'Neill, one of the Orioles' main free agent signings, extends the lead. Barrios now has gotten burned on the first pitch of 2 at-bats. Gotta be more careful against this team. They're going to capitalize if you let them. But the backdoor slurve sits down Cedric Mullins for strikeout number 7. And a pop-up from Holiday should end the inning. Kirk under it and makes the catch. But now the offense has even more work to do. And 3 runs right now feels like a tall ask. It's been an interesting pitching matchup so far, as Eflin has been near perfect. 12 batters faced, 12 outs. Only 3 strikeouts, though. While we've been able to get plenty with Barrios. Jimenez a little overzealous on the high cutter. 1-2 from Eflin. That's a nice crack of the bat. That will drop between the left fielder and center fielder into the gap for a stand-up double. And hopefully we can do some damage now with the leadoff man on board. Nice to see strong contact being made from Jimenez, normally a defensive specialist. 101 exit velocity. That brings up Kirk, who swings at a pitch inside, not able to get the barrel. Easy play for Mullins, who throws over to third, and Jimenez doesn't advance. Springer makes more good contact, but it is not going to drop. Colton Cowser's throw to third is right on the money, and we are in danger of stranding a leadoff double. Wagner, pitch down the middle, and just under it. Mullins makes the catch, and that is the 5th inning. Gunnar Henderson leads off the top of the 6th for the Orioles. That is a hanging slurve, and he takes advantage for his 2nd hit of the day. Barrios remains in the game to start the 6th. We do have Lovelady warming up. Henderson taking off for second base. He's in there safely. Kirk has a very accurate arm, but not the strongest arm. And prepare to see a lot of stolen bases in this series, both from me and from the computer, as the roster creator really beefed up the base running aggressiveness. That drops into right field. Westberg will plate Henderson with an RBI single. 4-0 ball game. Barrios up to 80 pitches. Guerrero fumbles that, gets it back, steps on the bag. Might have missed out on a double play opportunity. Barrios will get a visit from his pitching coach. 59 strikes, 23 balls. Has yet to walk anyone, though. He's going to stay in this game for now to face Adley Rutschman. 2-2 count. Slurve misses outside. Count is now full, and the inside sinker pops him up. Clement in foul territory makes the play for 2 outs. Ramon Urias slices one to right field. Rodin is on for the play, and Barrios able to strand the runner at second base. Still a 4-0 game. Ernie Clement leading off the bottom of the 6th. Down 0-2, and grounds that one past Westberg. And we again get the leadoff man aboard. Alan Rodin, 0 for 1. And he's under this one. Popped up to short. Henderson waiting for it and makes the catch. 1 out and a runner on first for Bo Bichette, who swings and misses at the first pitch, and Clement takes second base as we try to manufacture our first run. 0-1 to Bichette, a curveball at the knees, swing and a miss, strike 2. Bichette, normally comfortable getting to 2 strike counts, takes a ball. Now he turns on the hanger. That is a no-doubter. 434 feet to left center field. And the Blue Jays have 2 runs on the board. I think Bo might be back, Blue Jays fans. That swing was confident. It was also maybe Eflin's worst miss of the game, as it was a total hanger. But Bichette gets all of it. 111 off the bat, 20.2 degree launch angle. Here's another angle of it, just a beauty. Blue Jays have their first runs of 2025. And let's see if Vladdy can keep the rally going. 0-2, bloop single, and Vladdy's on board for his first hit. And the third trip through the lineup, we're finally starting to do some damage on Zach Eflin, whose energy is getting on the low side. That's a nice sinker to Santander to strike him out. Hasn't been a great debut for him. Jimenez doubled in his last at-bat, but not able to take advantage of the fastball down the middle. That ends the inning. But Bo Bichette gets us back in the ballgame on opening day with a 2-run blast. Richard Lovelady will start the 7th inning. After Barrios goes for 6 innings, allowing 4 runs, Lovelady spent last year with the Cubs and Rays, making 34 appearances. And now he makes his Blue Jays debut out of the bullpen. 0-2 count to Colton Cowser. Nasty slider gets him out of his shoes. Nice start for Lovelady as we get Chad Green warming up. Lovelady's slider is low to Tyler O'Neill, the 9-hitter in this lineup. And on the full count, he walks O'Neill. First walk for either team today. O'Neill immediately taking off for second base, and he gets there. Still a really nice throw, though, from Alejandro Kirk. Lovelady will now face the 3 lefties starting the Orioles lineup, and Mullins not having a great day at the plate. That was an ugly swing and a miss. So far, Lovelady looking really good. Facing Jackson Holliday now. The slider just misses outside. Holliday doesn't offer. 3-1 count now, swung at and chopped to Ernie Clement. Has speed, but not enough to beat out the throw. And it's time to stretch. Yennier Cano will relieve Zach Eflin. He has been a really reliable reliever throughout his career with the O's. Facing Alejandro Kirk first, and he strikes him out with the slider. That brings up George Springer, still trying to cut into the 2-run deficit, as the O's have 2 lefties warming up in the pen. 2-2 pitch from Cano is low. Wagner and Clement on deck behind Springer, who watches the payoff pitch go inside, and he takes the first walk of the Blue Jays season. Wagner has the platoon advantage against Cano. A pitch to hit, but Wagner not able to get all of it. Mullins makes the catch, and Springer retreats back to first. Ernie Clement now, as Springer takes off again, and he's in there easily. Runner in scoring position for Clement. 1 for 2 on the day, and that was not the pitch to swing at. A weak grounder to Jackson Holliday, and we are unable to inch closer. Lovelady will stay in the game to face Gunnar Henderson, who is 2 for 3 with a homer and a steal. He watches the first pitch at the knees for strike 1. Nice changeup. Another pitch on the lower edge of the zone. Lovelady painting right now. The 0-2 swing and a miss. That slider is really working for Richard Lovelady. 3rd strikeout of the outing. We're going to get him out of there, though, as he's thrown 21 pitches, and we put in Chad Green to preserve the platoon advantage. One of the most used relievers for the Blue Jays last season, and he was one of their best with a 103 whip. 0-1 to Jordan Westberg. Cutter has a lot of break on it. Goes just outside. And the slider just falls out of the zone. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1-2 pitch. Upstairs. He can throw 97 on the fastball, though, and 93 on the cutter for the strikeout. I'm already liking Chad Green. Now he faces another righty in O'Hearn. Swing and a miss. So far, the bullpen has been lights out. And these Orioles hitters are just confused right now. O'Hearn reaches for the slider way outside, and the bullpen is giving us a chance. Gregory Soto, though, an absolute flamethrower, will now get the ball for the O's. And we put in a pinch hitter for Alan Roden. Davis Schneider will get his first plate appearance of the season, hoping to give us a spark. 97-mile-an-hour sinker. And the slider goes outside for a ball. Schneider struggled with strikeouts last year, hitting only 191. Got a hold of this ball. That is a high fly. Mullins, back at the warning track, makes the catch. Didn't quite have the carry with that steep launch angle. And Bo Bichette will dig in with the bases empty and 1 out in the 8th. 101-mile-an-hour fastball. And they say he went around on the check swing. Very different pitcher from Zach Eflin. Soto's 0-2. Buckles Bichette. And he sits down for the second out. Vlad Guerrero hits one through the middle. And he gets a base knock with 2 outs. Can Santander do something? 0 for 3 on the day. And he swings right through that sinker. Good timing, but was on top of it. Now he watches a hanging changeup. 1-2 pitch, and that is an ugly check swing. Gregory Soto with some nasty stuff in the 8th inning. And time is running out for our offense. We go to the 9th inning. Chad Green still out there. Nice cutter on the lower inside corner. Facing Adley Rutschman, that is a high fly to right field. Santander playing there now after Schneider came in. Makes the catch. Ramon Urias now. Green hangs that pitch. It is going to stay in the park. Thankfully. Schneider with the play. Green 21 pitches in. Now facing Colton Cowser. He goes and gets it down low and sends it into shallow center. Not the worst pitch for Chad Green, but it results in a single. Hasn't been quite as nasty here in the 9th inning. That is a gapper all the way to the wall. Springer chasing it down. And Cowser's going to score all the way from first on a Tyler O'Neill double. Orioles push their lead to 3. And we make a change, going to Jimmy Garcia. Another solid bullpen arm returning from last year. Hoping to keep this game under control. 5-2 ball game. Not going to be easy to come back, even if we don't allow any more runs. Baltimore has one of the best closers in the game, and he is back and healthy. 0-2 pitch from Garcia retires Mullins. And we head to the bottom of the 9th, where we will face the Mountain, Felix Bautista, the 2023 reliever of the year. One of the most intimidating closers in baseball, 6'8". Let's see what Jimenez can do. He drives one down the third base line, but Westberg scoops it up. He was a little late on that pitch down the middle. Alejandro Kirk is hitless on the day, and he pops this up. It falls into Rutschman's glove. And we are going to need a miracle to come back here on opening day. It comes down to George Springer, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. He swings at the high heat for strike 1, 100. Now 99 at the knees, 1-2. And the splitter gets him stumbling. Orioles win on the road on opening day. Not the showing we were hoping for. Just ran into some really good pitching. And our offense was just not there. Honestly, I know it's just one game, but it really confirms some of the fears I have about this team. It's not a fully balanced lineup. You got Vladdy, you got Bo. Santander's there now, but outside of that, not a ton of guys you can rely on to hit for really good average or really good power. Bo Bichette goes 2 for 4 with a homer. Vladdy also 2 for 4. Tyler O'Neill wins player of the game with a homer and an RBI double. Definitely a lot of room to grow on both sides of the ball. A few too many hitless players. Not the start we wanted from Barrios. I think our bullpen could be pretty nasty though, and we didn't even use Jeff Hoffman in this game. I really thought we'd be able to beat this Orioles team since we got better in the offseason and they got worse. But they were the better team today. Gunnar Henderson 2 for 4, and the bullpen didn't let up any runs. Dalton Varsho is already eligible to be reinstated. He will be injured for a day or two. I think his injury is going to last a little bit longer in real life, but I did do my best to implement the real life injuries. Varsho is going to return pretty quickly, and he will be a big addition to our defense. To make way for Varsho, we are sending Miles Straw down to AAA. I really want to dive into this opening week series, just so we can get a first look at some of our players. And in Game 2 of the series, I'm going to be player locking Kevin Gausman. He is our highest rated pitcher at 85 overall. He does come off of a poor season by his standards, at least compared to the year prior. 181 innings pitched though, 14-11 record, 3.83 ERA, 1.22 WHIP. I say when that's a down year, you're probably a pretty good pitcher. He opens up his first start with 2 balls. That one should have been a strike. 3-0 count though. And that one catches the outside edge. 3-1, fastball down the middle. It's hit hard to right center. Is it gone? It's gone! A leadoff home run for Cedric Mullins after going 0 for 5 on opening day, his first hit of the season. Not a great start for Gausman, but you got to think, if he had gotten that strike 2 call earlier in the at-bat, probably would have been able to pitch more carefully from there. That's out number 1. Jackson Holliday thrown out. Now Gunnar Henderson gets that one through the 3-4 gap, and he continues a great start to his year. Much better than in real life. Jordan Westberg whiffs at that pitch to go down 0-2. Down the first base line, Vladdy stops it, tosses to Gausman, and the toss was too high in the air. Westberg barely beats that out. Kevin's just gotten really unlucky so far in this game. Now he's got 2 runners on base with 1 out and a full count to Adley Rutschman. Down in the zone, a splitter, spoiled. And that should have been a strikeout. Come on now. Gausman walks Rutschman to load the bases. That is a terrible call. Ryan O'Hearn up to bat. He hits one deep. Back to deep left center. It's off the wall. And a few runs are going to score. A bases clearing double for Ryan O'Hearn. Yeah, the umps have been bad, but you can't blame them entirely. Gausman just doesn't seem to have his stuff right now, and the O's are really capitalizing on his mistakes. That goes over Santander's head. 5 runs in the first inning. A nightmare start for Kevin Gausman. And John Schneider's going to pull the plug already. That wasn't even my decision, since I'm player locking. Kevin Gausman records 1 out in his opening week start and is now going to have to bring down an ERA of 135. The Orioles win this game, but it wasn't as much of a blowout as you might have thought. We made it a 9-7 ball game, but not able to complete the comeback. We ended up tying the game in the 3rd inning before the Orioles took the lead in inning number 4, kept it the rest of the way, extended it in the 8th, and then we scored 2 in the 9th, not able to continue that rally. At least Santander got going here with 3 for 5, a double, 3 RBI. Cedric Mullins homered twice, and somehow Gausman gets away with a no decision on this game. Yariel Rodriguez got the loss when he allowed a run in the 4th. Bo Bichette also goes 0 for 5, striking out once, while Vlad Guerrero goes 2 for 5. Let's hope this one goes a little bit better, as we will also player lock for the Blue Jays debut of Max Scherzer, a 40-year-old at 79 overall. We paid him pretty handsomely, but not quite as well as the Mets paid him. He started 9 games last year for the Texas Rangers, a 3.95 ERA in those games. 3-time Cy Young Award winner, 2-time World Series champion, Mad Max. Welcome to Toronto. Pitching inside to Mullins, he skies this one. Will it leave the park? This time it does not. It was hit to the exact same spot. As we go into the first-person view, that's new in MLB The Show. Whoa! What a detailed ceiling here at the Skydome. Pop up to third base. Ernie Clement is under it. Facing Gunnar Henderson now. 2-2. Hit hard. That will drop into the gap. Henderson rounds first. He gets there standing up. But with 2 outs already recorded, it's not quite as much of a big deal. Jordan Westburg fouls off the cutter. 0-2. Swing and a miss. The changeup got him. And Scherzer completes a scoreless first inning. Blue Jays go down in order, though, on 3 flyouts. Scherzer back out there for the second. Rutschman grounds to Bichette, and the throw is made for out number 1. Ryan O'Hearn has been devastating us, and he watches the high heat this time for the strikeout. Max Scherzer's been really good so far. Urias grounds that one softly to Jimenez, and a 1-2-3 second. Jimenez reaches on an error, but thrown out at home plate before Ernie Clement hits a 3-run homer, giving Max Scherzer some cushion. And he rings up another. Colton Cowser swings at the changeup. Scherzer has such a long windup. That one just misses to walk Heston Kierstad. That turns over the lineup to Mullins. Backdoor slider just misses outside. And the payoff just inside for ball 4. 2 straight walks for Max Scherzer. Jackson Holliday now. Taking ball 2. I love those signs that this game has, especially when they have the player's nickname in there instead of just their last name. 3-2 pitch to Holliday. Fouled off. Another one fouled backwards. Holliday fighting. And he takes ball 4. That's 3 straight walks. This Orioles lineup has been pesky through 3 games, even though they haven't scored yet today. But this should score a run. Springer's throw to home plate. Not in time, as Kierstad scores on a sac fly from Henderson. Pretty nice to see our team score first in the game, though. As Westburg slices that into shallow right. And a play at the plate. Mullins is safe. That was honestly a solid throw, but not an ideal third inning for Scherzer. Rutschman chops it to Jimenez for the 3rd out. And we keep the lead. Santander doubles to lead off the 3rd, but he is stranded. Score stays at 3-2 in the top of the 4th. That one dots the corner, but just outside. Scherzer struggling with the walks, now with 4, but a double play will clean things up for him. Base is empty with 2 outs for Cowser. He gets a hold of that one. Springer ranging for it, and he's not able to get to it. Man, they have just been pounding those gaps. So many doubles in this series. Heston Kierstad now. Fouling off the changeup and swinging at the fastball. And we respond to a tough 3rd with a scoreless 4th. Blue Jays get 2 more hits, but again, strand both base runners. 2-2 to Mullins is well outside. setting up another payoff pitch, and it's on the bottom edge of the zone. Strikeout number 5 for Scherzer. Nasty slurve at 74 miles an hour to Holiday. And he watches another one at the knees for strike 3. He is not happy about that, but it's the right call, buddy. They're making up for how they screwed over Gausman yesterday. 0-1 to Henderson is grounded to Bichette, and the play is made. We are through 5. Scherzer has allowed 2. No change in the score. That gets a chase from Westberg. 7 Ks for Mad Max. Hard hit ball by Rutschman. It will roll to the wall, and another double given up. Rutschman hits it 107 miles an hour. Missed over the plate there. O'Hearn just missed it, though. Springer makes the catch. And the runner holds. Ramon Urias 0 for 2. Reaches for the outside slider, and it goes right to Nathan Lukes to end the 6th. Scherzer struggled with the walks earlier in the game, but didn't let it get to him, and he is going to be relieved. Now, I meant to jump back into this game and play out the end of it because I wanted to see our first win, but I accidentally hit circle to skip everything, and we win the game 4-2. But we at least get to see the winning pitcher, Max Scherzer. 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, but 4 walks. Ernie Clement goes 3 for 4 with a homer, a 3-run homer, and then 1 more RBI. And Kyle Gibson gets the loss with 0 earned runs. Another hitless day for Bichette, though, which is not ideal. And it looks like Jimmy Garcia, Dylan Tate, and Jeff Hoffman all did their jobs, with Hoffman getting his first save with the Blue Jays. So that was fast. Dalton Varsho no longer injured, and he is able to hop into this 4th game of the series. And I'm going to slide him in at number 5 in the lineup. He is a lefty, and his splits are pretty interesting. He's more of a power guy against righties, and more of a contact guy against lefties. And we focused a lot on pitching so far. Why not player lock our superstar, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.? Let's take some at-bats here as Chris Bassett gets the start. Let's see how he starts out. 2 strikeouts in the first inning. Bo Bichette strikes out. And here we go for our first at-bat against Dean Kramer. Blue Jays trying to tie up the series after going 1-2 so far. Kramer goes inside, ball 1. That dots the corner. 1-1 pitch. Guerrero fouls it off. Batting .500 so far. That's a soft grounder to third. I really need to work on my timing hitting same-handed pitching. I don't want to be messing up Guerrero's stats. Jimenez with a leadoff single. Dalton Varsho walks. And then a double play ends the inning. Come on. Bassett with a pretty nice start so far. Still scoreless through 3. And Bichette gets us on the board with an RBI double. Let's see if we can drive him home. Ahead 2-0. Then he serves up a meatball of a changeup, but we're late on it. Down for ball 3. Hitters count, and we go chasing the high fastball. That's a high fly. It'll stay in the park in center field. And the throw holds Bichette at second. Wonder how long it'll take for me to hit my first run with Vladdy. We have a defensive opportunity here against Adley Rutschman. Man on second. And that's going to sneak through the infield. Throw to home, and ooh, showtime opportunity. We are the cutoff man. I don't play a whole lot of first base in the show. I have never experienced this. Where do we throw? Second base, and we miss it. That is an atrocious throw from Vladimir Guerrero. For some reason, I had button accuracy throwing on for player lock. That was a mistake. Come on, Vladdy, you won a gold glove. I don't know how he did, but you already know I got my Vladdy gold glove shirt. I sense I'm going to be recording a lot of videos in that shirt as Wagner and Clement get on base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. We have a chance to drive them home. We swing at the first pitch. It's over the shortstop's head. Wagner will score easily. Clement slides in at third head first. And that is my first RBI on a non-home run in this series. Now we get a base running opportunity. Never mind. Santander strikes out. Rutschman ties it with a solo homer. And then Urias drives in another run. Kirk ties it with a double. And then Wagner hits a 2-run homer to take the lead. 5-3. Richard Lovelady in the game, and he gives up 3 runs immediately. This game's got a lot of action. Facing Yennier Cano now. In the bottom of the 7th. That is a nice crack of the bat. Vladdy goes the other way. He is headed for second base. He's in there. 103 exit velocity. Unfortunately, though, no base runners for him to drive home. Santander will ground it to second base, allowing Guerrero to advance to third, as the Orioles put in Gregory Soto, who was unhittable last time he was out. He breaks Jimenez's bat, and it falls into the third baseman's glove. Vladdy is stranded. Down by 1. We hold the score. Nick Sandlin in the game in the 9th. He gets out of the jam. Clement walks. Bichette reaches on an error. Down by 1. Vladdy is up with 2 runners on. We could walk this thing off. But we got to get through Felix Bautista. Oh, we're not hitting that 89-mile-an-hour splitter. But we should have hit that one. Slider at the top of the zone. We swing through it. Santander flies out and the Orioles win the series. Not a great opening series for the good guys, as Lovelady takes the loss, allowing 2 runs, recording only 1 out. Will Wagner, though, encouraging signs from him, but outside of Scherzer, we have not gotten great performances from our starting pitcher. Chris Bassett allows 3 in 5 innings. We're finally through our opening series of the season, and now we can speed it up a little bit and do some simulation. Our next series is against the Washington Nationals, and we get blown out in the first game, losing 9-2. Another bad start, this time from Bowden Francis. But we rebound with a win on Tuesday, and Barrios picks up career win number 100 with a nice performance here, going 7 scoreless. Guerrero also homers in this game. And in Game 3, we have a late game situation. Kevin Gausman looking a lot better than he did in his first start. He is on complete game shutout watch. 79 pitches in, top of the 8th, 1 out, facing James Wood. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. 1-2 pitch, he gets the strikeout. That's the Kevin Gausman we know. Strikeout number 9. Ahmed Rosario is the leadoff hitter for the Nats. Grounds that one up the middle. Bichette dives for it. Holds the runner at third. Runners at the corners now. And it's a base hit. Jacob Young now. A chance to tie it up. And great play from Ernie Clement. What a throw! From the ground. Gausman only had 86 pitches. And we put up 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Busting this game wide open. Grounder up the middle. Jimenez gets to it and makes the throw. 89 pitches. Dylan Cruz hits that one hard and foul. Base is empty, 1 out. Chopper to short. Bichette running throw is on the money. And it all comes down to Luis Garcia. 1 out away from a complete game shutout. Well-placed splitter for a strike. 2-1 pitch. Driven into the ground. Jimenez charges in and makes the throw. Blue Jays win. And Kevin Gausman completes the Maddox. Complete games are alive and well, y'all. We got them right here. And Kevin Gausman did it by just playing his game to the fullest extent. He's so good at inducing weak contact, and he did that all day long. 9 strikeouts, so he was certainly able to get those as well. But only 5 hits allowed, no walks. And it was Anthony Santander who came through for us in the 8th inning with a 3-for-3 day, a homer and a double with 3 RBI. So we get our first series win over the Washington Nationals. And we are 3-4 on the year going into a series against the Mets, Max Scherzer's old team. One player that's been really impressive in the first 2 series, Will Wagner. He's already got his first homer, hitting .407. So he's been a single machine, hasn't taken a single walk though. What is he, Jacob Wilson or something? Obviously this is not a sustainable pace, but hopefully he takes a while to cool down. Will Wagner in his first full year of service. He has earned himself a bump up in the lineup. He is going to be batting 6th now, and he keeps the DH spot. Max Scherzer gets in the win column again as we beat the Mets 9-4. Scherzer allows 4 runs here in 5 2/3, but we gave him some run support in the form of homers from Santander and Varsho, 2 more RBI for Will Wagner, and it's now a 4-game winning streak as we secure the series win over New York. George Springer has a 3-for-5 day with 4 RBI and a home run. And we have made it to our first scouting session. I wanted to get to this point before I end the episode just to show you the top players in the draft. We do have pick number 8, which means we have the chance to get a pretty good player. Tommy Armstrong is this draft's top-ranked player, an international third baseman, and it seems like there is quite a bit of international talent at the top. We do not have a second-round pick, so after pick 8, our next pick will be all the way down at 83. But first things first, let's examine Tommy Armstrong, the projected number 1, a high school third baseman who is only 5'7", and I could just tell by the name, he is definitely Puerto Rican. Tommy Armstrong, definitely Puerto Rican. Obviously, we don't have very close ranges on his talent, but he is coming in at a minimum of 63 overall, and it doesn't look like there's any glaring weaknesses in his game. On top of that, he's got a really small strike zone. The number 2 prospect is another 18-year-old, a starting pitcher from Massachusetts, lefty Reed Almonte. Really high strikeout upside and also good hit prevention right off the bat. Now, of course, we have pick 8, so pretty unlikely we'll get those 2, but for what it's worth, they do align with our team needs. I'd say starting pitcher and third baseman are 2 of our top, as well as right fielder. I'll be able to get into more detail on some of these prospects soon, once we actually have more information on them, but for now, we are casting a very wide net, scouting by position, and then we have one guy dedicated to discovery, and I'm putting that on Outfield International. I have overhauled our scouting staff. I really like the mix we have here. Doug Felsch is our best all-around scout. He's efficient and he can work with pitchers and position players. And we don't need him to do any discovery pretty much at all because we have Roger Rasmussen for that, who is a discovery specialist with 81 efficiency. And he's also pretty balanced between pitchers and position players, although not being great at either one. I'm not sure if that actually affects what type of players he can discover, but either way, I think he's a versatile scout. And lastly, Ruben Woodward is our guy for position players pretty much exclusively. I like the combination of the 85 position player and 87 efficiency. And speaking of prospects, we have a few in our organization that I'm really excited about. Granted, there's not a ton, but the AA season gets started very soon. And the opening day starter for our AA affiliate New Hampshire is none other than our latest first-round pick, Trey Yesavage. I have high hopes for him as he is already in the low 70s in overall and has a B potential. And he's also on our prospect promotion incentive list, so if he ends up tearing up the minor leagues, he could be an early call-up candidate. So I'm looking forward to getting some action in with our prospects starting next episode, but for now, I'm going to cut this one off. So in episode 3, we'll get our first prospect preview as well as our first game in Fenway Park against our divisional rival, the Boston Red Sox. Our opening episode was a mixed bag as we went 1-3 in the first 4 and then go on to win 4 in a row. The roller coaster ride is already in full swing as we've already seen Kevin Gausman allow 5 runs in the first inning, 1 timeout, and then the next timeout he throws a complete game shutout. Anything is possible with this Blue Jays team. I honestly have no idea if we're going to end up at the top of our division or at the bottom of our division when the season is all said and done. Either way, I'm excited to find out. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Super refreshing to finally be able to call some baseball here on the channel and play MLB The Show. It's just such a nice change of pace from college football and 2K. I'm also looking forward to experimenting with live commentary in this series. I didn't do that for this episode. I edited everything down and then did the commentary, but once I get into my groove, I am definitely interested in speeding up my editing process, and this would certainly be a way to do it, as well as a way to focus on my commentary skills even more by doing it live and not just being able to edit out all my mistakes. But I'm doing a lot of cool stuff on the channel now, and I'm really excited about it. We got this series, of course, just started the Bobcats series, and I have the first actual gameplay for that series coming out very soon. We have a big inaugural offseason for Georgia Tech football before we finally get to see some freshman recruits out on the field. And then, of course, the Chicago Bulls are in the play-in tournament. Be sure to scroll through my channel and check out those series because if you like this, you'll definitely like the other ones. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. While you're here, might as well leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment with some feedback, or even recommend me to a friend. Whatever you feel like doing, it would help me a lot. And I hope to see you all for more exciting Blue Jays action coming very soon. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Take care.